Hey guys, welcome back. We'll be looking at the Muskego Park Criterium today, and I did figure out how to get stats on the screen, so that's pretty cool. I did forget distance, and these videos take so long to export, we'll just have to get to it later. Course is pretty cool. It's been the same for, gosh, I think as long as I've been racing. It's counterclockwise, four-corner crit. After the last corner, it's a bit of a climb, kind of like two climbs, flattens out, and then we just went up the other climb here. So I think it's like 60 to 80 feet of elevation per lap, but it does add up and it does start to hurt. That, along with the headwind going into the finish line, made for a pretty interesting race. So let's hop into this one. So my assignment today was to stick on Jacob de Groot, and if he's watching, sorry man, you're strong, dude, and my goal is just stick on your wheel. So he's at the front pushing the pedals. You see Floyd from OKCC latches onto me, and we get a good gap on the group. So we've got about 5 or 6 teams represented, decent sized group, but again, with this headwind section, guys have to work together or it's not going to amount to much. Surprise, surprise, we got caught. So at this point, heart rate's 190, not too bad. I can usually get that up to 200, but wanted to sit back in the field and just recover for a little bit. This is a little bit later on, so I've recovered. I'm kind of mid to front pack, and there's a small move going off the front. Now, this is at the top of the second climb that is pretty flat for a while and then goes into a fast downhill, but my teammate Connor is up ahead. 3-4 riders, so I'm just going to sit back here and block, and I'll let a couple guys come around me, because as long as our team is represented up there, I'm not going to do any work up there. I trust Connor and his riding abilities. So there wasn't any separation from that previous attack, and the group is back together again, coming through start finish. Now watch as Connor here is on my wheel, and he sees me start to send an attack up this hill, and he gives a little bit of a fake effort. And in red behind him is de Groot. He stands up for the draft, and watch as I come over the top of the hill how much of a gap I have on the field, but more importantly, any guys trying to join that break are spending a lot of their energy to get up to me, so that's just going to wear them down. Now, this group ends up being pretty solid. We have Team Wisconsin, Evolution, and the Indiana Cycling Club as well. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, this is probably the last effort that I have in my legs before I want to sit back and just wait for a sprint to develop at the end of the race. So I think this is going to show how strong and determined this field was to keep it together. We're coming through this corner going into the start-finish stretch. Look at the gap we have. And now our little breakaway here is into the headwind. I'm in the draft doing 300, 350 watts. And I'm, here getting a little bit of a rest, and eventually I'm going to have to filter through and keep this going. But still, 400 watts, 500 watts, going up this hill. That's the problem with having this small little hill and the headwind. I get on the front, I'm still giving a solid effort. I want our break to stay. But unfortunately, it's just not enough with that headwind. And again, this 3-4 field was so strong. We posted the fastest lap time of the day during this race. So after start finish, I'll flip this camera around here. You'll see we don't really have a gap anymore. And I'm starting to think I need to save my legs for this sprint. But saving my legs does not mean going all the way to the back of the field. We had a pretty solid group. I think it was high 30s, maybe 40 riders in this race. Now, that means I still have to keep an effort up this hill, but I don't want to be the one chasing the group back, right? So I'm praying guys are going to be coming around me. Maybe even if there's my teammate, right? As soon as I'm talking about it, Connor's there to cover it. So I'm going to stay high to mid-pack just so I can save my legs a little bit and then filter my way towards the front. So let's take a look at the final lap. The final lap of the race. Yes, I am aware I'm on the front, and this is not where you want to be. Now, the laps on this course were, I think, 1.1 miles, so decent amount of time to filter your way around the group. But I want to stay up towards the front because I don't want to get too far back. As you've seen a little bit, or if you've seen the full race footage, the backside of this course is a very fast downhill. We were reaching speeds of 40 miles an hour. So if you are in the back, it's really hard to be passing in that downhill, and then you're not set up good for that last corner. So at this point, I'm yelling, trying to find where Connor is. I want him to be right in front of me, and I want to get on his wheel. So he does a great job moving up here, and I'm trying to just stay wide, stay on his wheel. And Team Wisconsin has several guys up front just keeping the pace high, because they also, right, nobody wants to get swarmed here on this downhill as we begin. You can see the Indiana Cycling Club is on the outside as well. So you'll just watch our speed just continue to increase. And at this point, I'm continuously, every so often, if I'm breaking off Connor's wheel and I'm getting back on, I'm just letting him know, right? It's all about communication when you're racing, especially with as small as a team as we have. Now, I end up taking this outside line here and pedaling through, reaching 60 kilometers an hour, because I know this is a fast line for me. And I'm going to latch back onto Connor here. We start to coast a little bit going into this final corner, you'll see, because the speed is just that high, 65 kilometers an hour. I mean, again, that's if you're 40, 42 miles an hour. And I'm telling him, Connor, keep up, because now we're getting into the headwind section. And it slows up a little bit. And instead of going to the outside and eating that headwind, I trust Connor comes on the inside sheltered side. I stick with him. And now here's where we make a little bit of a mistake. You're going to watch Connor go to the left, and I'm going to try and stay sheltered on the right, but I end up putting myself in a really tough spot once we come around this Team Wisconsin rider. Because I'm still getting this draft, and I've got this speed, but there's just not enough room. I'm actually riding and sprinting on the grass, and at this point, we have a good gap on the field. It's me, Connor, and the Indiana Cycling Kid, and I just didn't have the legs to catch him. But really cool to get second and third with my teammate. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you guys like the front and rear camera. It's a little bit more editing, but I think it's cool to see the different angles throughout the race. So thanks again. Catch you guys next time.